What is up, you guys? So, I kind of feel like I needed to give it a little time before I decided to talk about this issue, which I don't think is a minor issue, and that is the Fortin standby non-issue issue. Hold on. So I just put that on standby. So the irony in that. So, I remember, one of my buddies, Hector, called me and he's like, bro, I think there may be an issue with my sigil. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's just describing what he's running into. And then he sends me audio clips of the bleed through while the head is on standby. So I'm like, bro, tell me that you're teasing right now. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's on, but it's on standby, and you can play a chord and you can hear it. So what you're playing isn't the amp on, it's on standby. And he's like, right. And I'm just like, bro, you need to reach out to Mike Fortin, whoever is handling, that any issue at this point. So he apparently had reached out to Mike Fortin, and this is like live. Like, he's talking to me. He corresponds with Mike Fortin. He immediately lets me know what Mike had said. And I'm kind of going back and forth, and I'm just like, I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound right, and it's not like I don't have a bunch of different amps and lunch boxes to choose from. So, he was basically told directly by Mike Fortin, that this is a normal issue, that it's probably his, and this is what I thought was the funny part, because he actually had a power block that he was told by Mike Fortin, even though the power block that you are using to power your pedals, even though it says that it's isolated power, it in fact isn't. And that kind of made sense because he was using a Randall power block, and guess who used to work at Randall? So I was just like, are you going to get another one? He's like, yeah, I just ordered another one. And he gets it in. And, now it's a brand new, and I think it was a one spot, like legit. He paid like $200 for it. And same issue. So now he's troubleshooting again. And this was already, I had heard through the grapevine that there was a standby issue with 2 or 3 other guys, but it was a third party, like, hey, Lou, can I ask you a question? And it was like, hey, one of my buddies bought a Fortin sigil, and for some reason he's getting some bleed through with the standby. And I was just like, that just sounds odd. So I had heard of something going on. But this is my boy, dude. Like, I'm just like now that's family. And I'm just like, all right, let's try to figure out what's going on. And changed everything out, changed cables. I mean, he's literally sending me the audio that he's sending to Mike Fortin. So with video, it's video and audio. So it's not just an audio capture, it's literally video. And he's like, hey, look, this is on standby. This is me playing through it. This is me playing through it straight through. This is me playing with literally, it is guitar cable into, I have a Roach. I think he has the other one, whatever the other one is called. I have the Roach. Well, so, all right. So he has that. And it literally was like Fortin product into Fortin grind, into Fortin 33, into Fortin Zool, out to the Fortin sigil with this standby issue. And so, going back and forth, in the end, in the end, he decided, Hector, that he was just going to keep it and just deal with the standby issue. And it is what it is, like, if you get a new bicycle and there's a squeak in the wheel, you either live with it or you lube it and you try to do the best that you can so the squeaky wheel isn't as loud of a squeak. And I feel like that's kind of like he's like, all right, you know what? This is what it's like, and that's it. Then someone in the heavy metal amps and pedals group was like, yo, this is a big issue that I have. And he didn't want to deal with the standby. So he was sharing his situation where they were willing to take his amp, put it on the shelf so they can repair it, give him a give him a refund, which was 25% less the $1,400 that he paid. Plus he had to pay to get it shipped over to the Fortin factory or wherever Fortin gets their Fortin things repaired. And I thought, wow, yo, what is going on? So, everyone kind of chimed in and they're like, yo, that's kind of beat, and it got to the point where people were, poking fun, and they're just like, let me show you the new Fortin mod. It's the Fortin Sigil Standby mod, where even though it's on standby, it's never really on standby. And let me tell you, all of these amps have standbys, and you know what? I can turn them all on, and on standby, you know what you hear? Zero, nothing. KSR, Mesa, 3 Mesas, Cherrytone, Peavey, Marshall, Bogner, Randall, EVH, Paul Reed Smith, a Russian SLLD, plus my 9001. Like, it's just like, Fortin, I don't know about that standby being normal and typical. So in the end, I was glad to hear that, there's power in numbers. There really honestly is. So the fact that everyone was chiming in and they're just like, dude, that's so beat. And this is what I thought was kind of like the messed up part, is that lots of guys who had gone to the Fortin Facebook account, they had been blocked after posting like, yo, you guys need to make this right. Dude, I probably know at least 10 guys that are like, I can't find it now. And I'm just like, well, what happened? And they're like, I kind of chimed in. It was just like, dude, I don't think it's cool that you guys did this. Like, I don't think I want a Fortin product, because if there's an issue, guess what? I have to deal with you guys not making things right. And then block. So, whatever. They can do whatever they want, right? So they did right by this guy. So he ended up sending his Fortin amp back, and he was actually surprised to get literally a full refund. It was like 14 and change, 14.10, which included shipping to his house. And I would imagine, I think he had gotten an RMA, so they paid for the shipping from his house to Kentucky, I think is where it was being repaired. So, it all seems right in the world. But earlier today, dude, I'm sorry, but my little black heart snapped and broke when another guy who owns a Fortin Sigil was like, dude, I have the same standby issue and I don't want to deal with it. But I was sad to read that he doesn't even want to deal with Fortin at all. He doesn't want to take his amp and have to deal with the headache that he literally read for the last few weeks regarding this other guy's issue, where Fortin was like, dude, that's just what it is. You don't like it? We're going to charge you a 25% restocking fee. And it's just like, yo, I love it, but there's an issue with it. You guys need to just take it and fix it and then ship it back. Not, hey, we'll take it in, we're going to fix it, and then we're going to give you your money back minus 25%. Like where does that, what, look, what product can you possibly buy where your warranty, brand new, you get something and they're like, yeah, no, just ship it back at your cost, ship it back, we're then going to keep it, we're going to give you a refund minus 25%, and that's fine if what you bought was $50 and not $12.99. And if there's one thing, dude, I'm so glad I didn't buy that amp, so, especially now, dude, you know, hearing all this, because I'm a nice guy, I'm not that nice. Dude, I would be on a flight to someone's house, knocking on their door, and if they don't answer, I'm kicking that shit in, taking the sigil, and just ramming their front door, saying, keep it. You know, there's my 1400, you prick. Anyway, so I'm sad to hear that someone legit is just like, yo, does someone want to buy this amp? You know, it has the standby issue. I just don't feel like dealing with Fortin and having a headache, or the anxiety. You know, think of the anxiety of knowing how many people are dealing with the standby issue, knowing that one guy, you know, was going to potentially eat a 25% hit for something that he had nothing to do with. And it's not, like I said, it's not like he didn't want it. He just wanted it repaired. And they're like, nah, we're not going to fix it. We're going to take it. We're going to put it on the shelf. We're going to eventually fix it, but we're going to give you a refund minus 25%. Like, yo, like for me, that situation, along with my own personal situation where Mike Fortin's attorney came after me and sent me a cease and desist. You guys are a bunch of idiots. I'll tell you that story some other time, like a year and a half from now when I'm okay. But that was kind of like that was my first situation where I thought they were kind of ridiculous, was when their attorney from Connecticut contacted me, and I'm just like, you guys are idiots. And then I sold literally all of my Fortin gear minus 2 pedals. So I'm still looking to replace my Fortin Zool, which I was hoping would be with the key in the gate. That way I'll take my Zool, get rid of it. And then the Roach, the only reason why I still have that is because it has 3 outputs and almost everyone makes a 2 output bypass. So I plug a few things, you know, with that, but we'll see. You know, I could probably just get away with 2 if I swap out the Zool. But then hearing this whole issue with Fortin and not being cool with, $1,400. Yo, that's someone that worked, saved their money, and bought your product and is now upset that you're kind of dragging things in a way that I think is unethical. Like, and that's just me. That's just my opinion. You know, I've never experienced any issue where I bought a new product. Yo, I've bought brand new guitars and had issues and shipped them back and either got the same guitar as a swap that worked, or got a full refund plus the RMA, so I didn't even have to pay for shipping. Like, that's the world. You know what I'm saying? That's the world. So should you go ahead and work with Fortin? You know, listen, it's not like their products are terrible. They're great. You know, the Sigil has a technical issue. I just think they're trying to sweep it under the rug, which isn't the right thing to do, considering that a bunch of dudes have this issue and they're just saying it's normal. Yo, it's normal. Go look at any other amp and hit the standby. You'll see. Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. Are you crazy? Yeah. Yo, I don't know what's going on. So, but this guy right here, no way, dude. Not a Meshuggah, not what the hell's, not a Cali, not a Sigil, not a blade, not a 33, not a grind. Never again, dude. I would never, ever buy another Fortin product. I'll still rock what I have. You know, I even like their t-shirts. So, you know, I don't care to spend hundreds of dollars. And dude, I remember, listen, just to give you an idea for all you guys that think that I'm a Fortin hater, throughout the years since the launch of the Fortin grind, I've probably spent $3,000 on Fortin pedals. I'm talking about I've owned, I think it's like 6 grinds. I bought one, bought another one, bought a third, sold one, bought 2 more. I think I've owned 6 or 7 33s. I've owned 2 ghouls. Oh, it's ghouls, Zools. And a roach. Plus I bought a bunch of t-shirts. So yeah, dude, you know, don't ever think that at some point I wasn't a Fortin fan. I always have been. And then things just kind of went sour. You know, I think that dude, Zach, I think he's shady. That's just my opinion. You know, I actually have had him blocked for so long that when I hear someone complain about something that he says, I laugh because I have no idea what they're talking about because I don't see it. Even when I was in the Fortin group and he was like an admin, you know, like he could see if I wrote something, but I had him blocked, so I would never see anything that he had, which is probably why I'm blocked from the Fortin army, because he's just like, yo, F this guy. But funny enough, he's had so much beef with different guitarists that I've personally had guitarists at NAMM who are like, yo, I'm going to beat up that dude. And then they meet him and not like, hey, what's up? But they're just like, you know, sizing him up. And he's like a quiet dude. And I'm just like, yo, you can't be talking smack and, you know, be this quiet dude because there's reality, son. Yo, people break jaws sometimes. So I think that's hysterical. And then, you know, Mike, for whatever reason, thinks that people are just going to be like, I'm just going to let it slide. Like, yo, those are confrontations that people are going to have with guys like Mike Fortin at NAMM. And they're going to be like in his face, like, dude, I don't think what you did to me was right. Yo, I think you kind of, you know, did some shady, you know, you guys are just the shadiest shade that there could be. And it shouldn't be that way because no one's like that. No one. Anyway, again, I cannot stress that these are just my opinions, just in case Mike's attorney in Connecticut with the weird sunglass or the weird glasses decides to reach out to me. That's what I think about you, jerk face. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. F Fortin. And as usual, I'll talk to you guys soon. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, jerk face.